Now, as our opener to Chapter 3, our actual author, Dr. Starnes here, is taking his family to Yellowstone National Park and hopefully to see the Old Faithful geyser erupt. When they get there, it had just erupted, and they only have 4 hours to spend in the park, and they want to know how long should they spend. So here's an actual graph or a histogram of the eruption patterns of the park. For the geyser, and it shows that the shortest interval here is at about 47 minutes. The longest interval is about 113 minutes. There tends to be a lot of spread, a lot of variability. There's 2 clear peaks to this data. Because of those peaks, we also see a gap in the data. Now, Dr. Starnes doesn't want to stay at the park the full 4 hours. How long should he stay? He needs to make a decision. Now, sometimes in statistics, just analyzing one variable like he is right here is not enough. And you need to compare that to another variable to help make some decisions. And that's what Chapter 2 is all about, is looking beyond one variable, but actually comparing 2 variables and helping to make some decisions that way. So overall, Chapter 3 is about describing relationships between variables. And we're going to primarily look at 2 quantitative variables that can be measured using a scatter plot, so doing graphs of ordered pairs using x and y values. Our first section we're going to spend 2 days on, and that's going to be talking about scatter plots and correlation. And then we're going to spend 4 days of lecture on the least squares regression, which is more of the primary focus of the chapter. What you're going to see here then is we're going to spend actually 2 days in section 3.1 where we talk about the variety of learning objectives. There will be an applet that you're going to do online to investigate some correlations. Then we're going to move over into section 3.2, which we're going to spend 4 days on lecture for that. And this is where we get into talking about more of the higher level concepts called coming up with the least squares regression, the residuals, residual plots, and we have an applet along the way here for us to investigate also. We'll then wrap up the unit like we have for the others. For days 7 through 11, we're going to do a free response. We'll have some multiple choice review, time to ask some questions, and then we'll wrap up with a 2-day test on paper, a multiple choice, and then the free response on day 11. Chapter 3 is the last topic in exploring data. We will conclude with that then, and then we will start topic 2 when we begin chapter 4.